Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be making tacos. I'm going to do some carne asada tacos that I have done carne asada before in the past, but I sort of reworked the marinade. So I'm just giving it a try, and I thought, let me just show you what I'm making today. I'm going to be making tacos with 2 types of salsa. I will put the salsa video and the corn tortilla videos, because I am making corn tortillas from scratch, in the link below. But anyways, I'm ready to get cooking, and we're gonna have some good eats in the house today, so let's get started. To get started, I'm going to prepare my ingredients for the marinade. Here I'm just slicing some fresh onion, probably a medium to large onion. I'm also going to roughly chop around 4 to 5 cloves of fresh garlic, and I will be using fresh squeezed lime and the juice of a fresh orange. So when I reworked the marinade, I kind of want to put less of the citrus juice, so I'm just going to squeeze part of the orange and part of the lime until I get a 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed citrus juice. You could use a combination of your choice. If you have lemon, if you just have orange, it's up to you. But I am going to be using only a 1/4 cup. Now I'm ready to combine my marinade. So here I have a 1/2 cup of low sodium soy sauce. You could use Maggi sauce if you have it. I'm going to add my 1/4 cup of citrus juice. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I will be adding 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. If you have it, please use it because it's great in this, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cracked black pepper. The ratios of those dry ingredients are up to you. So I'm going to give this a mix, and before I forget, I'm also going to add 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. Now you may find that odd, but the sugar in this balances the acidity and the saltiness of this marinade. It actually gives it a really nice umami flavor. So once that's combined, I'm ready to put this together. Here I have a little over 1.5 pounds of Milanesa meat. This is basically top round, cut thin, and it is a tough meat, so I did want to tenderize it. If you're using something like flank steak, that's a lot more tender. You don't need to pound it thin, but this is what I have to use today. So I have tenderized it with my meat mallet, so now I'm going to start layering onion and garlic. I'm going to add some of my marinating liquid, and then I'm going to add a layer of my beef. Now, you can definitely use the cut of beef of your choice, but this is a pretty good recipe for a cheap cut of meat. It's not very tender, so I would say you want to marinate it for at least 4 to 6 hours overnight for best results. Now, again, if you're using something like ribeye or flank steak, the marination process can be a lot less because that is a more tender cut of beef. So once I'm done layering this and pouring all of my marinade, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and I'm going to let it marinate for at least 4 hours. So now I'm going to move on to my salsa, and I actually thought I was going to do a separate video for this, but I'll add it here. So here I have a small piece of onion, 2 cloves of fresh garlic. I'm also going to be using 2 small tomatillos. These are not green tomatoes. These are more related to a gooseberry, and it does come with a papery husk. You want to peel that back and give it a rinse for debris. And this is actually one of my favorite salsas. I love the combination of tomatillo and the dried red chilies. I will be using 5 dried guajillo chilies. I'm going to remove the stems and seeds. And I'm also going to be using 2 chile arbol. These are actually really spicy, so the combination I'm using today is more of a mild to medium heat level, but if you really want spice in this, add more chile arbol. And I'm not even going to remove the seeds. I left those in because, you do want spice. So I'm bringing up my chilies to boil. I'm going to shut the heat off, cover it with a lid, and let it steep for at least 20 minutes or until they are softened. In the meantime, I'm going to char the exterior of my other fresh ingredients. So I added a little oil to my griddle. I have the pan really hot, and I'm just going to start charring the exterior of the tomatillos, of the onion, and the charring of those 2 ingredients will add a nice hint of smoky flavor to the salsa. I'm going to add the garlic towards the end because I don't want to burn it. Burnt garlic tastes really bitter. Okay, so once everything is charred and cooked, I'm going to set it aside, and then after my chilies have softened, I am going to puree this all together. So I have it in my little food processor. I'm also going to be adding salt to taste. Start with a 1/4 teaspoon, work your way up from there. Basically things like seasoning and salt are to your preference anyway, so you'll want to give it a taste throughout. So I'm just going to pulse this and puree it, and my salsa is done. It's very easy and delicious. And now I'm going to start cooking my meat. So here I have a skillet that I've been preheating. I've oiled it. So now I'm just going to start adding my meat, and this is so thin and it's marinated for quite some time, so I'm sure it's tender. I'm only going to cook it for maybe a minute on each side, not even. I'm just going to give it a good sear. And once all of my meat is done, I'm going to place it on a baking sheet and cover it, and I want to let it rest until I need it. And actually, if you just want to sear this on a high heat for about 30 seconds on each side, then chop it later and toss it back onto your griddle or skillet to sort of reheat it and get some charry bits, you can do that too. Now, if you're looking for like a medium rare, or a pink inside, it's going to be kind of hard because this meat is so thin. So if you're doing something like ribeye or flank steak, you'll probably achieve that better. So now in my same pan, I'm going to add 1 large onion that I've sliced. I am going to basically make a nice pile of sauteed onions. This is going to go in the center of my platter. I'm actually going to make a taco platter today, and this is perfect for a party. You could double this recipe and serve a large crowd these street style tacos. They are so yummy. I'm actually doing this for my kids and husband today. They love when I do this, and all I do is make a platter of tacos and they have drinks, and that is it. No sides necessary. So I made fresh homemade corn tortillas earlier. I will link that recipe video below. What I like to do is actually pass them through hot oil. Let me tell you why I do this. Even if you're using store-bought, which you definitely can, I feel like it holds the texture better when you start filling it with salsa and juicy meat, and it doesn't like disintegrate and break apart by the time you're ready to eat it. So passing it through the hot oil for a couple of seconds on each side really does help the corn tortilla hold up to the filling. You don't have to do it, but I just find that it's very convenient and it really helps the texture. So my meat is well rested. I'm going to start slicing it in little thin slices. And I'm ready to assemble these tacos. So I put some butter lettuce leaves on a round platter. I thought that would give it a nice pop of color. And I just basically filled all my tacos with the sliced meat. I added the onions in the center. I even charred a fresh jalapeno for garnish or whoever wants to eat it. I added some sliced wedges of lime. So now I'm going to dress it with my salsa and other condiments. You can dress your tacos the way you like. So I'm just going to add a dollop of my homemade salsa right on top. And again, this really isn't super spicy, so my kids can have it without being overloaded with spice. But again, if you like things spicier, adjust the salsa. Now I'm adding some freshly diced onion, some freshly chopped cilantro, and I'm going to add a squeeze of lime all over this taco platter. Again, a lot of these toppings are up to your taste and preference. And this, my friends, is dinner. I'm also going to add a little bit of store-bought green salsa just to add more color and depth for a good thumbnail. But again, the toppings are up to you. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.